I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. Family, we are currently living in critical times, and we must prepare for the arrival of the kingdom of Yah. Let's be watchmen of our Savior. You are now listening to Surviving the Last Days podcast, a Bible-based podcast for kingdom preppers. Remnant of God, let's gather until that last trumpet sounds.
Hey guys, welcome back to Surviving the Last Days podcast. I'm the host, Ashley Shante. So, if you're new to the podcast, welcome. This is not a religious fanatic podcast. I really don't subscribe to any religion or religious organization. This podcast is heavily Bible influenced, because I'm a Bible reader, and I also believe that the true word of the true living God, Yahweh, is in the is in the Bible, and I believe in Christ, the New Testament as well, and I believe that what is written in the Bible is true, even though people have arguments that, there's some books taken out of the Bible. Okay, go get the books that's taken out of the Bible. They're available too. So I don't subscribe to those arguments. But anyway, that's where a lot of my ideology comes from when I'm speaking on these last days. So you have to forgive my voice, guys. I have a cold. We have been in the longest winter ever. I don't even understand. I need to move somewhere tropical where I don't get winters, because I need to move closer to the equator as possible. But anyway, today's topic for the podcast is on money. So money seems to be the topic of discussion now, because a lot of Americans, or people even worldwide, are facing chronic economical issues, like having a hard time to get groceries, not being able to put a meal on the table every night, having lack of support from family or friends, unemployment, layoffs, inflation, gas prices are high, everything, everybody needs help, because the economy or this system is just inflamed. It doesn't work anymore. I was thinking a few days ago, when I used to be involved in religion, how religion used to tell people, oh, go, some religions say don't go to school, but even the religions that say don't go to school, don't go to college, they subscribe to that good job idea, right? They say, oh, go get a federal job, go get a government job. And they brag on their relatives and friends that have government jobs, that have decent cars from those government jobs, they bought a house from those government jobs. And so Christians, quote unquote Christians, they fall for the Babylonian system. They like, oh, it's working. This engine is working. And it did work a lot of years. But here today in 2026, the engine is crumbling. You can have a PhD and you ain't getting out of a liquor job. You could be working for the government and not get paid because the government might go on strike. The president might not agree to a budget, and then they got to put the government payments on hold. So it's not as, it looked as solid, but I think religion should have never told us to depend on this system. And that's why I can't do religion now, because you actually told us as Christians, as Christ followers, to follow this Babylonian system because it was working for a while, when you knew scripturally and prophetically that this was never a permanent thing and it was always going to crumble eventually. I don't care if it crumbled 30 years from now. You still could have told me when I was a kid, and I would have never subscribed to it. I wouldn't have got involved in this system like that as heavily as I did, because I would have not wanted to live to be the age I am now, and it don't work for me no more. So I would have never tried it. I would have just stick to original God's kingdom way of life, which is having my own land, growing my own food, not depending on this system to produce anything for me, not to produce my energy, my water. People been talking about now that it's going to be lockdowns to preserve energy and oil and all this other stuff. I don't know, but these are just like theories that people have. And my thing is, everybody's looking for a job these days. A lot of people are looking for a job. And what I can tell you right now is that you can get a job and, scrape up some paychecks. But ultimately, like I was saying, the money is not a guarantee. With the way things are moving now, it's pretty clear that this government that we're under, this Babylonian system, they're gonna try to get in another currency that will not be money. And if you read the Bible, eventually it's gonna be a mark of the beast system. So you can get your money now, but you still can't depend on it. Just don't get sucked in, like really try to get attached to that paycheck, because you really need to be in the mindset now of getting that paycheck to stock up. Getting that paycheck to stock up on gas, if you need gas, stock up on water, stock up on canned goods, food, stock up on survival things. You can live your life with that paycheck, and you can go to the movies here and there while things are still kind of functioning. But when everything hits the fan, when ish hit the fan, you're gonna need stock. You're gonna need to stock up on a first aid kit, medicine, herbs, all that stuff, because it's just right now, money is something that is a tool, and it should have always been a tool in our mindset. We should never have depended on that American dollar solely, because it's so weak. People are trying to buy cars, people are trying to get apartments to live on their own. People have things they want to do and goals, and I understand that, but I just want you guys to be careful with depending on that American dollar. If you're going to get an apartment, if you're going to get a car, fine. Don't do it the paycheck to paycheck way, but wait until you have a good hefty stash to fall back on. Because like I said, money is faulty. It's a tool, but it's faulty, and then jobs are faulty. You don't know when they're gonna lay you off, so you just have that stash there, and most of all, get a support system. You don't have to have a big group of people, but like one or two people that are willing to pay your bills if anything happened. You know what I'm saying? That are willing to pay your car insurance, that are willing to pay stuff. Because we live in an economy now where we have some still dysfunctional people, and we got men that don't want to provide. So we definitely don't need to be dealing with men that don't want to provide in these last days, ladies. And men, you definitely don't want to deal with half supportive friends. You need support as well. So you need somebody that's going to back you up when you lose something as well. So we can't be dealing with people that's reluctant to provide for us, because these are the last days. We need to come together. And I recently made a post on Instagram that that families should come together in one household, and everybody should put their money together and start a rent and utility fund for the household. Pay your bills up, save up enough money to pay your bills up for 2 years. But excuse me. But eventually you're gonna have to wean yourself off of this way of life altogether, unfortunately. If we are in the generation that never sees this system totally crash, then we bypass it somehow, that'll be great. But that still doesn't take back the fact that we are here now in the generation, and we're in the generation that's suffering from inflation, right? We're still going in the stores trying to get everything we need, groceries. So even if we don't see the total crash, it's getting there, and we feeling the bulk of it. So we gotta something's gotta shake. If you got people around you that don't know how to move money and make money, and they don't know how to use the system to get money and allocate money, then that's a problem. Because right now we're freely able to get money, right? Because there has been a talk about universal, I forgot what they call it, universal income, something, this theory that our government will issue out income to everybody, nobody will work. And so we're not there yet at all. We can still get income. We can still go out here and work. We gotta fight against, the labor market, but we can still go out here and work and get money. And we need people around us that are willing to go out here in the system and use it to the best ability to provide. And not only provide, but to ultimately get our own land and grow our own food. And, because they really are destroying and buying up farmland for other reasons. They're not trying to focus on growing food, and they cause the problems with a lot of people. So, y'all, we just have to use money as a tool. We have to get the money. We have to go to the programs in the cities that are available to give us help, and use everything as a resource to survive, and ultimately get our farmland. That's what we need to get. So, you need to write down a list of all your supporters and who's going to be your team. And it might just be one person. It might just be one other person, or it might just be you. But start somewhere. And that's all I have to say for this episode. I will catch you guys on the next episode. Bye bye for now.